This video is brought to you by Sabrina, the AI voice automation that turns calls into clients. As a business owner, you're juggling a lot, and managing phone calls can quickly become overwhelming. That's where Sabrina comes in. Imagine having a reliable 24/7 assistant that never misses a call, handles routine questions, schedules appointments, and directs important calls to the right people, all without needing a human touch. This frees up your team's time to focus on what really matters, saves you money, and ensures every customer gets a consistent professional experience. It's like having an extra set of hands so you can focus on growing your business, not just managing calls. Scan the QR code to book your free demo today. Peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo, and you already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best. You heard? Tekk, what up?
What up? What up? Rocking with the best. Got my Owner Be On shirt on.
Yeah, man. I miss my shirt, man. I don't even know where it is. I gotta buy some more, man. He had a dope ass blue one that I had. Yeah,
Slipping,
that's right.
Slipping. You got to get your gear tight.
Own or be owned. Hey, what does that shirt mean to you, bro?
I was walking in Target about maybe last year, 2 years ago, and I was with my wife, and there was a guy walking towards me. He was a black brother, and he was with an Asian woman. He was about 10 feet in front of me, but we were walking. We're kind of going like this, right? And he sees the shirt, and he stops me. He goes, "Oh, where's that shirt from? I love that shirt." I thought he almost knew Andre. So that message, when you read that, own or be owned, you know, for some people it might mean one thing, for other people it might mean something different. But
right,
regardless of whatever you interpret it as, is the slogan stands out. But for me, it means that the only way to have true freedom, true independence, and to build wealth in this country is to either own a business, you know, own your time, you know, own real estate, own land. You can't borrow it, you can't loan it, you can't rent it. You have to control it. Ownership and control is the only thing that matters to me. Ownership, you have to control your life, control your time, control your family, own your own you, man. Otherwise, if you don't do it, then who owns it? Somebody else does.
Indeed. Man, somebody decided to join me on this live. Hold on.
We got a special guest.
Yeah, I got a special guest.
Yeah, so shout out to Andre Hatchett for the Owner Be On shirt. I think I actually won the show. Look at that. Look at the bodyguard. Look at the bodyguard. What a sweetheart.
What's up, man? Say hi to Tekk.
What a sweetheart. He said, who?
He just woke up, man.
Yeah. Oh, so those are the best times.
Yeah. I guess he's gonna hang around for Notary Insights, man. So we gotta jump into that Notary Insights. Oh, this one's gonna be a different one, a different style, bro. You gonna like this one. This is wild and historic Notary Insights.
Yeah. What are those tortillas? What are those?
Boom. Yeah. There's tortillas on that joint.
They better be handmade.
So this is kind of like a wild and wacky one, right? But it has true or false parts in it. So let's see how you do, because you've been knocking out the other ones, man. So let me pull up these questions for you, brother.
This man got some He about to make some enchiladas. Got some.
Okay. So the first question is true or false? In some states, a notary can legally notarize documents while wearing a superhero costume.
In some, this country is so wacky and wild. There's some places that I would never go, and I bet the reason why is because they got a rule that says notaries can wear superhero costumes and notarize documents. I guarantee that's on the book somewhere. So I'm gonna go true.
The answer is true. As long as they follow the state laws and identify as the signer properly, they can be Batman or Wonder Woman while notarizing.
You know what's crazy about that?
Huh.
On one hand, I like the fact that that's very versatile and it lets you play into your personality. But on the other hand, that's the reason why notaries don't get paid because they don't take it serious.
You know what's funny? I think like this Halloween, somebody just might dress up in a costume and notarize something, man.
It's very gimmicky.
Just gave him the okay. All right, the next question. True or false? A notary once had to notarize a document written on a tortilla.
Oh goodness, man! If it was in California or if it was in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, it might be true. So it depends on where it was. If it was somewhere like in New York, y'all probably ain't got no good tortillas, so I don't know. No, but I'm gonna say false. I'm gonna go false.
You gonna say false?
Yes.
Okay. Answer is true.
What?
There have been cases where unique surfaces like tortillas, napkins, and even wood were used for notarization, brother.
That's amazing.
Ain't that? That shit is crazy.
How did they sign it with hot sauce?
I don't know, bro.
Tapatio?
I thought that was crazy. That's why I had to put the tortilla on the thing, man. Okay, next question. True or false? A notary can notarize a marriage proposal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. To me, this is a hard one. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with true. I'm gonna say true.
You gonna say true?
Yes.
Okay. Answer is false. You might want to get that in writing, but notaries don't officiate proposals. Just the paperwork after the yes.
Yeah, I know somebody's reading that saying he's not a wedding officiant. I'm a wedding officiant. Yeah, right.
Okay, so this is the next one. True or false? A notary once notarized a document claiming ownership of the moon.
It might have been Elon Musk. I think I did that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I did that one. Yeah, matter of fact, I think that was last week. Yeah, I'm gonna say true.
Woo! True. In 1980, a man named Dennis Hope filled a claim to the moon and got it notarized.
Nice.
That shit is crazy.
Hey, listen, man. You could be signing. You could be buying like half the state of California. It wouldn't matter to me. Just like this. You can notarize anything. Somebody signs something. People got to understand. It's just a signature. It's just only the signature. We should talk about that later on because I do want to bring up a point about that. When people ask that question, do you understand what you're signing? I think that's a terrible question. So we're gonna talk about that. The death of the notary.
All right, yeah. Well, bring it up right after this one. This is the last question right here. True or false? A notary once notarized a contract where a man sold his mustache for $5,000.
Oh my God. Yuck. That's gross. That's gross. I cannot. Ugh. I've seen some wild things, but this one is kind of up there. This one's on top of the list. So I'm gonna say false. I'm gonna say false.
You gonna say false? Okay.
Yeah.
True. Unusual contracts exist, and if both parties agree to the notary, can witness them. A notary can witness them. So thank you for playing the game. But yeah, go ahead. Go into what you were going to speak about, bro. About the do you know what you're signing?
It's a good question. In theory, what do you know about the document you're signing? That question to me is a much better question than do you know what you're signing? You see, there's a very subtle difference here. Did you catch that? One's on one hand, one's a yes or no question. Do you know what you're signing? The reason why I would never ask that question, and I get what you're doing. You're trying to check for understanding, trying to check for comprehension, because apparently you're not supposed to sign or notarize something where the person doesn't understand what they're signing. But the reason why you don't want to say that, the reason why I don't say that, and I don't care what your notary laws say, right? Here's the thing. Are you prepared for them to say no? Think about that. And this happens. If you ask a question, do you understand what you're signing? The reality is they can say yes or they can say no, right? There's a 50-50 chance of both. Here's a better way to assess understanding. And this is coming from somebody who's a medical professional for over a decade. And I've assessed injuries, I've assessed rehabilitations, I've brought people back from health. And I understand when somebody knows what is going on with their human body. So checking somebody's level of consciousness and also checking whether or not they understand the very complex medical terminology that sometimes gets used in exam rooms before they make a decision to go to surgery, right? They decide to have a procedure that's either elective or it might be, preserving a limb, for example. But when you ask a question that's a yes or no question, are you prepared to say no? If the person says no, I don't understand, then here's something that's unique about the notary industry. Sometimes people, they struggle a lot. They don't understand why they can't get clients. They don't understand why some notaries have a great time and are very profitable and prosperous, and they have a hard time. It's just these little things, like Andre said yesterday. It be the little things. Yeah. When you ask somebody, hey, do you understand what you're signing? Are you prepared for them to say no? Because if they say no, what's your next move? Are you going to walk away from the deal?
What would you
Half
do?
Of the time, you guys didn't even get the client. So this is somebody else's client. You're getting it from a signing service or a third-party service. And if they say no, like let's say I'm a Bell's bondsman. And I'm gonna give you real examples. This is a Bell's bondsman. Somebody put up their house $200,000, and they have to put down $50,000 to get their, the bond is $200,000, and they have to put up their house in order to leverage, the person get out of jail, and then they have to sign over a deed, right? You have to sign over the deed to the house so that the Bell's bondsman has leverage, and they can reclaim unless you don't pay. And then I try to get a notary to come and execute the notarization, and then the notary shows up and asks the person, hey, do you understand what you're signing? And then they say no. And then what are you going to do? You're going to walk away from the deal? As the Bell's bondsman, you just killed my deal. I have to fire you and then go get another notary who's competent enough to know not to ask that question. Here's a better question. Here's a better way. So I'm not going to just berate you and then not leave you with some solutions. I want to give you some alternatives. Again, somebody who's over a decade of medical health experience, it's all about how you ask the question. You can get the same level of information. So a better way to ask that question is, what do you understand about the contract? What do you understand about what you're signing? Or I would just say, have you read this before? Did you have a chance to look at this? Right? That's a better way to say it, because here's the truth. They may say yes, that they have read it, or they may say no. And if they say yes, then that's what you're looking for, confirmation at every step of the journey. All right. This is something that you're not going to get in most notary trainings, right? You're looking for confirmation, and that confirmation is reassurance, is reaffirmation to the client and to yourselves that they know what they're doing. Have you had a chance to read it? They say no. I'll say, okay, here's your chance. Take your time. We have, I'm on your schedule. Read the contract. And then when you're prepared to sign it, we'll go ahead and sign it. So that's the reason why I would never ask a question. Do you understand what you're signing? Because they may say no. And then what? Are you prepared to deal with what comes after that?
Yeah. So if you got hit with that, what will be your exact move? Like, what would you tell the client or this situation? How would you handle that situation?
Easy. I would, first of all, I would never ask that question. So, but if let's say I made a mistake and I say, hey man, do you understand what you're signing? And then they say no. Then I would say, here's your opportunity to read it. I'm on your schedule. Once you're ready to sign it, and I'll go ahead and take your thumbprint and take your signature, and then I'll complete your certificate, and that's it. So I'm already predicting the future. I'm already assuming that they're going to read it and they're going to agree to it. Otherwise, but here's another aspect to that too. See, this is why what Andre Hatchett pioneered is so revolutionary in terms of getting paid in advance. If they say no, well, we can reschedule the appointment then once you get a full understanding of it. But the fact is, if I have to come back out here, then the notary will be paid again. In addition to us already being paid for coming out here. You not understanding it wasn't contingent upon, that wasn't a contingency in this appointment. You have to, like, that's not on me. I'm not responsible for you to know what you're signing, because the reality is that, and Tiger, you know this, but what's the reality? The reality is that people lie, don't they?
Yeah.
People lie. They lie all the time. They may say they understand it, but that's what you're looking for. You're just looking for confirmation. They may not truly understand it. How many people signed those thick loan doc stacks, all 500 pages of it, and they didn't read it?
That's right.
And you sign them as a notary all the time. You stamp it. That damn mortgage loan can say, you miss a payment, I'm stealing your grandson. It can be tucked in there. Man, you saw what happened in 2008. You saw what happened in the whole real estate industry, mortgage loan. Bro, you miss a payment, I'm stealing your grandson. That could be written in there, and you signed it.
Legal contracts is something else, man, if y'all don't read it.
So to ask somebody, hey, do you understand this? I would ask them, did you have a chance to review this? Did you have a chance to look at this? Yes or no? Yes, good. Let's proceed. No, okay. Here's an opportunity for you to do it. When you're ready to sign, I'll go ahead and notarize your signature, take your thumbprint. That's how I'll approach.
Yeah. So our topic today, Tekk, is the death of the basic notary, brother. The death of the basic notary.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
And you know what's funny is that this topic came up from ChatGPT, right? I was looking around and I was like, all right, look, man, I want to do something a little more riveting, groundbreaking on this. And it came up with that. It was like, well, with today's climate, this is what Chat AI foresee happening, which was kind of cool. It was like, all right, it was like its own little prediction of, all right, the death of the basic notary. So it gave a couple of points, right? So it says, if you're still relying on word of mouth marketing, manual scheduling, and outdated business tactics, you're already falling behind. So it said, but here is the good news. Notaries who adapt, automate, and specialize will dominate in 2025 and beyond.
Look at that.
What say you, bro?
Look at that.
Take the stage on that one.
Here's the deal. In 2025, especially if you're a one person, one man show, it's impossible for you to operate this business. First of all, it's not even a business if you are doing everything. It can't be a business. I know you might have heard something different online, but if you are executing every step of the process, that's not a business. It's just self-employment, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't confuse yourself and mislabel it as a business when it's not. A business, on the other hand, is something that does not require your presence to be there. Okay. You having to answer the phone is a side hustle, or it's a self-employment. Like if you own a restaurant, you have to open up the doors, you have to cook the food, you have to take the orders, you have to clean up the tables. You do everything. It's not a business. It requires your presence. In the notary industry, well, notice I didn't say the notary business, right? In the notary
Right.
industry, you can operate a business. Very possible, but it you cannot physically touch every single part of it. So by you not automating something, then yeah, you're already lacking behind. And I want to say this: it's very dangerous to, like, you don't. This doesn't require any monetary investment. This just requires your mindset to switch, and it's dangerous to continue to proceed as if you have a business when you don't, and you call it a business and you don't, because what's going to happen is that you'll be blinded to some of these opportunities that are like right in front of you. Like, well, how come this isn't going this way? How come I can't seem to get out of this, this constant struggle back and forth, and why can't I make the right decision? It's because you're looking at it from a self-employment lens. It has to be looked at from a business lens. The phone, the automation, that's an easy one. Like, if I answer every single phone call, I don't have a business. I can't do it. I have to find someone, a virtual assistant, or I have to find something, an automated service to do it for me.
Hmm. How do you feel about notaries? Do you feel like they are adapting to this current time
Oh
that
yeah,
we're
I
in?
think so. Yeah, I would say for the most part, I would say there is a small group of people who are really far advanced, really on the cutting edge, and they see what's coming down the line, the writings on the wall. And then the majority of people, they are sort of right in the middle where they have one foot in and one foot out, and they
Hmm.
have one toe just kind of testing the waters and seeing what. I want to see somebody else. I want to get a personal recommendation first, and then see how I could. They're not very proactive at it, right? And then there's another group of people who, they're just resistance. They're just not. Nothing's going to get them to change until they get pushed out. And those are the people who always call for like unions and stuff. They're like, we need to lobby the state in order to increase our fees. We need to band together, and we need to force these companies to start paying us more. We need to fight for fairness. And like those are that last group. It's those people who
Mm.
who kind of they're not looking in the mirror and saying, wait, hey, wait a second. You know it's you, right? It's not anyone else. And the moment you accept that to say, hey man, I actually have control over this, ownership and control. Right? I actually own what I can do. And I don't necessarily need anybody else to help me do this. It'd be nice, but on the other hand, if they don't ever do it, then what will I do? What would I be waiting for? I'll be
Hmm.
waiting for forever for them to come and help me out.
Yeah, I think they are adapting, and they do see the writing on the wall, especially with Ron and stuff like that. But I think with automation, they're a little bit slow to adapt to that. Um, but they're realizing that they do need that additional help with the with the scaling of their business. Even if they are a one-man operation, they're noticing that like this is a lot, especially if you are in the loan signing side of it. That's a lot. because you are printing paper, you are doing scan backs, and you're doing all of this other stuff. So I think that's one of the great things about Sabrina is that we are bringing that to the forefront. Well, I did a quick live with Andre Hatchett yesterday, and we were talking about that and talking about how a lot of software companies just look right past the notary industry. They're not even like they're looking at double-digit millions when they're attacking a market group. Something as low as under 5 million, it's not even worth for them to like really look at, unless it's going to be like, hey, we could get some crumbs over here, right? But a lot of the technology just zooms right past us, i.e. you and I had to integrate a restaurant type of software into our business. It wasn't even meant for us. We had to reconfigure the entire thing just so it would work for the notary business. So those type of things, I think they are a little bit slow to adapt. The email marketing, they're very slow to adapt to that. The understanding of what's the other stuff, man?
Sales and negotiation.
I wouldn't even say copywriting, but nowadays we have AI that can damn near copy, Joe Sugarman and Dan Kennedy. Like they can replicate these people. You just have to know what type of prompt engineering you have to be doing to get that really, really good sales copy. So email marketing, even the websites, even today, right? There's a lot of notaries that don't have websites. And today, the way text marketing is working, if you don't have an LLC and a website, you're not going to be able to send any text message marketing.
Surprise.
Right? So like I'm seeing a slow to adapt in those areas.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Those are good. Those are great points. Great points.
Yeah, they're pretty slow to adapt because these things are changing, and these are things that they should have been up on years ago. Years ago. You've been receiving promotions from Express and all of these closing stores, and you see how they text message market. You should be doing the same thing. And now the laws have changed, and you still haven't reacted to that. Text message marketing has like a 80 to 90% open rate.
Oh wow.
So the adaptability, adapting to the times, they need some help. They definitely need some help.
Yeah, they're way behind. It's almost unreal. It's almost unbelievable. Like seriously, you're not sending emails to your clients? Seriously?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Not from a Gmail account? What? It's almost unreal.
Yeah.
That's the person who shows up to the notary appointment in Superman costume.
But that's real though, because they don't realize how important email marketing is. Yes, it does. Like, here's the thing. Most notaries don't mind putting in the work. They depending on which division that you're working in, if you're in loan signings, you're not a stranger to putting in that work, right? Because you're constantly humping, you're scanning, you're doing all of this stuff. But that's occupying a lot of the time that you could be doing marketing to existing customers, new potential customers. The people that call you, they should be added to some type of list. You should be offering some type of bribe to them, or they call it an ethical bribe or a lead magnet. Hey, get $10 off, just enter your email. And so and then you get their information. That way you can remarket to them. St. Patrick was just recently. You could be running some type of St. Patrick's Day promotion. These things help. It keeps you at the top of mind. So when they are looking for a notary, they're going to think of you first instead of, let me go back to Google and find another notary. Yeah. They're not even thinking about you anymore because you're out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the reputation of a notary is it can come and go real fast. Mm-hmm. Some people don't think that it's possible to maintain a relationship with a client after, the relationship building part is the emphasis has been put so much on before, courting the person. Listen, people looking for a notary, they don't want to be courted. All right. They don't need your courtship. They need to know, can you get here and what time? Are you able to do it? Yes or no? Yes? Good. Okay. What time can you get here? That's it. And then the courtship should start after that, after they've already paid you, after you've already conducted business with this person. There's no reason to go and solicit business. I don't see a reason to go and drop off flyers and drop off coupons and business cards for people who haven't paid you yet. I don't see a reason. Not in this industry. Not in this industry, because this is such a unique, instantaneous industry. A person called me yesterday from Costa Rica. He said that he's trying to establish citizenship there, but something on his record popped up, something from 30 years ago, where he didn't even get charged. He was detained, he was arrested, no charges or anything, but he's trying to establish citizenship, and then it popped up. So now he has to go and fill out a statement letter, get that notarized. He needs that now. He needs that right now. So how does someone in that moment behave? You guys were talking about this yesterday. You and Andre Hatcher were talking about you putting yourself in the customer's shoes. Well, what is it that you need? You need this right now. You go to Google, and then if I'm going with whoever can help me right now. I might have a guy who I've worked with for 10 years, and if that person's not available, then he just lost the business, didn't he? So I need to go with the person who can help me out right this very moment. And that's the uniqueness of this industry. That's so powerful to me, and to be able to capture that in that moment. That person needs my help right this very moment. Okay, so if I've been email marketing for them for the last 3 years or for the last year or a few months, but mind you, I've already worked with this person. That's so important. But let's say I never worked with this person, but I spent 10 hours cumulative sending them unsolicited emails and dropping off flyers and driving around to their office and speaking to the receptionist and trying to pretend to like them just so I can get $60 out of them. And then when the moment comes when they need me, I'm not even available. So wait until you've actually established an appointment with this person first. Then you start that whole dropping off goodie bags and taking them drinks and doing all that stuff later. Well, if you do it before you've gotten paid, then to me you're wasting money, and you're flushing it down the toilet.
So how do you feel about notaries not notarizing or having a specialized skill in this industry? Do you feel that is something that is much needed in moving forward from this year and beyond, like being more of a specialist than a generalist?
That's a tough question. It's a tough question for me to answer, but here's my response to that. Because I always hear people will say, well, that doesn't work in my city. That will never work in my state. That only works on the West Coast, or that can never work here in the South, in the rural areas. See, that's BS right there. It really is. And it's a very limiting way of approaching anything, saying that, oh, that only works over there. It will never work here. Here's what works universally. All right, here's something that works because you're human. All right, so I know this. You can't tell me this doesn't work. You cannot say that if you're speaking to another human. I can see if you were talking with a dog or a sheep or something, it didn't work. But if you're talking to a human, here's what works. When I greet somebody, I greet them with something that's inviting. Oh, you are you here with your baby? Oh, you got your bodyguard with you, right? Lighten up the moment. Hey, introduction. Hey, my name is Tekk. I'm here to do two things. People they people want to be led. They don't want to do all the work. So as a notary, I invite them. I say, hey, this is a beautiful. Oh, looks like your plants did well this year. Break the ice right there. Oh, you have your dog. Oh, looks like you got your guard dog with you today. Oh, he's just a sweetheart. Oh, you got your baby. Looks like you got your bodyguard with you. These are just simple things I do right off the. I'll immediately neutralize you right there. Right. And I'm giving you guys this. This is what I do immediately. Then in order to start the appointment, this works universally. This works with people. It's just communication with people. I'm here to do two things. I establish the control of the room. I'm here to do two things. You got to prove to me that you are who you say you are, and I'm here to witness you sign. That's it. Can we proceed? And they say yes. See, just by doing that, I've established the control of the entire room. I've already broken the ice, lightened the mood, and now I'm here to tell them that I'm here to do business. We'll wait for all the fun stuff afterwards. So to me, if you have that skill to communicate with a person who's brought you into their home, they've paid you, and you can help guide them to get something important taken care of, that is, to me, the skill that you should be honing. You should be refining that skill. Is not the skill. Who cares that you're a wedding officiant? Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares that you're a specialist in loan signing. Nobody cares what course you took. Nobody cares. Your client has never heard of that certificate that you obtained from that loan signing, whatever, or that organization. They've never heard of it. They don't care. All they care about is, can you get here at 2:00 on Thursday, and can you meet me at the Starbucks or meet me at my hospital or my living room? And then when you get there, can you be courteous? Can you be inviting? Can you not fumble? All right, it's the 1 yard line. They're just getting ready to get this purchase agreement signed because they got a house in Ghana and they're trying to get their mother who's in New Mexico on her deathbed to get this signed. Can you not fumble that? That's all they care about, man. Nobody cares about all these damn field inspections. Nobody cares about if you charge $10. They don't care about if you understand the document. All this stuff don't matter. What matters, I would hone that skill on how to. And I gotta say, I have cheated for the last decade because I have experience with medical, going into a medical room and knowing how, especially when you're working with pediatrics, working with kids, you're working with the whole family. So I know how to go into a room and immediately lighten the room, immediately take control over the environment. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter black, white, Filipino, it don't matter. I can go in there and do it confidently. And then executing the notarization and getting out there in 10 minutes or less.
Okay, so I agree with you to a certain point on that. The only part I would disagree is I do feel like if you do specialize in something, your marketing begins to take form around that. But you have to know what, you can't just randomly choose something to specialize in just because you like it, right? So like I would ask you, what is the number one document that you get the most of in Oakland? And what would you say that is?
I would say driver's license applications.
Driver's license applications? See that yeah, I would have never guessed that, right? So for me on this end, the way I would approach it, if I know that that was the number one document that I get the most phone calls on, I would literally create a landing page or website around just that. Right? The reason is that not only am I, trying to work it in the algorithm, but I want my site and my copy to stand out, saying that I specialize in driver's license notarization type of thing. And that will help me tailor everything around. Now, I can definitely do all the other stuff, but I know in my market, that is the number one thing. And most notaries are going to say, we do everything.
Yes.
So, and it doesn't mean that I don't have multiple websites. No one ever says that you have to have one website, by the way. You can have multiple websites or multiple landing pages. I would have another website that would probably be a little more open to all the different documents and stuff. But that particular thing, I would nail that to the cross, bro. Because I want to be known for that. I want, although they said word of mouth is like dying, and I believe that is a very, very slow way of marketing your business. But word of mouth does happen, and if it does happen, you want that person to communicate to their friend or family member very effectively, like, oh, you're looking to get a driver's license? I have the perfect guy. You need an electrician? I have not the superintendent or a super. I have an electrician, or I'd rather an electrician than the handyman, right? I'd rather the person that specializes in HVAC than the super that looks over the entire building, that just knows how to do a little bit of everything. So specialization for me is like super important.
But are you talking about from a marketing standpoint, or are you talking
Yeah.
about an execution standpoint?
Oh yeah, marketing standpoint, 100%. Because the marketing is what attracts the client. That's what's going to get the customer for me.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I agree. No, absolutely. I have a yeah. You're right. There's the question that I like to ask is, do you live near a medical center? Because
Mhm.
I've got a listen. If you're a notary and you live near a medical center, in other words, there's hospitals, there's trauma centers, there's emergency rooms. You know, there's nursing communities. If you live near one of those, there's a Google ad strategy that I know you ain't never used. I know that you haven't heard of from the whatever organization of the world. I There's no reason why, if you live near a medical facility, right, a community medical center, hospitals, and nursing homes, and those tend to be around the same area. By the way, just so you guys know, you they're usually not one hospital, and then there's nothing for 30 miles. They're usually around it. But there's people. So using that same strategy that you just explained, Tiger, as far as the
Mhm.
driver's license and saying that, or the plumbers, things like that. Yeah, there's a Google ad strategy where the headline is specifically targeted for somebody who's looking for a power of attorney, and they happen to be in a medical facility at the time that they need it.
Mhm.
And when they click on the headline, and then also the description basically says, are you in a medical facility right now? Are you in the hospital ICU room, and you've been told by the doctor that you need an advanced healthcare directive and you don't have one? Have you traveled from out of state? Because there's a hospital here that's a very specialized hospital, especially for pediatrics.
Mhm.
And California's a big state. People come from all over just to get specialized treatment here. Have you traveled from a distance and you did not bring your advanced healthcare directive? Are you getting ready to undergo a procedure and did not have a advanced healthcare directive? Call us.
Yeah.
So in the landing page reflects that. So they click on the link, and then the landing page definitely reads that. So yeah, I agree with you from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah.
However, on the
Yeah.
execution side, I think I don't here because people are scared. Notaries are scared, man. Did you know that? Notaries
No, I
are
didn't know that.
man. Notaries are scared. Here's how you know. You call a notary right now and you ask them, "Hey, are you available today at 1 o'clock?" You're like, "No." They look for reasons why I'm not available. The money
Yeah,
repellent.
yeah. You got a point there. Yeah, you definitely got a point there. I have noticed a lot of money repellent spray going all over the place. You know what I mean?
Why?
Like they are spraying this all over themselves, man.
Man, you can smell it from a mile away.
Just
They're scared. They're terrified, man. I can hear it. All right, that's enough.
and that is wild.
So where does that come from? Where's that? Why are they so scared? It's because somebody calls them up and they're like, "Hey, can you come right now?" They're like, let me check my schedule. Let me call you back. Let me get back to you."
Mm-hmm.
The death of that notary, those people will not be around for very long. They don't have any processes, no systems, nothing to ensure that they can help every single person that comes to them.
Yeah.
So,
man, bro. So the last thing would be the technology side of it. How do you feel that notaries are moving on technology and beyond? Because again, the writing should be on the wall. They should be able to see what's happening. The self-checkout kiosk is right next to you, right next to your cashier thing. You should see that they're building more and more of these, and they're removing your cashier station by now.
oh man,
How do you feel that notaries are adapting, especially us rolling out Sabrina the way we have? What do you think about that?
they're not moving fast enough. Notaries who are individuals who are one man, one woman shows, they're not moving fast enough. Pretty soon, the day will come where you will wake up and everything has passed you by. And that's happening now. It's not a year from now. It was actually 2 years. Sabrina's been out for a while, guys. We've been testing and refining Sabrina for Notary on Automation has been around for over 4 years, almost 4 years. We've been doing this for a while. This ain't new. This is just the latest version of it. This is just the latest evolved version of it. But this ain't people. The public have adopted these. They're like you said, the self checkout, the kiosk. That's already there. People have adopted these behaviors, and it's something that Tiger talks about all the time. Man, you talk about this all the time. The customer behavior has evolved. It's changed. Here's where one place you can see this really, the laundromat, right? The laundromat is when you go to you used to put what quarters in there. You used to save up change and say, "Hey man, this is for my laundry on Saturday when I go do my laundry." I go to the restaurant the other day and it said credit card only. I went to go wash my car a month ago and the coin machine was empty. They had to tap and tap. Tap and go, right? So the technology piece, the notaries who are not evolving on the technology piece, you're not moving fast enough. You're too damn slow. And you know what happens to the slow person? They get eaten first. All right. The person who's fast, they always get away. The speed, you can't train speed, to use a sports analogy. You can't coach speed. It's something you're born with. So if you're slow to adopt to these new principles, by the time you figure it out, it's passed you by already. But the question I would ask you, Tiger, is as far as the technology piece is, as the author of The Rise of the Smart Notary, which to me was like the Bible of the notary industry, it obviously the book cover, if you haven't read the book, then, this may be new to you, but again, you're slow, man. You're moving too slow. it covers so many topics in terms of how to advance, how to be a smart notary, and how to advance your own practice in terms of marketing, in terms of um, the sales negotiation piece, the pricing, how to be forward thinking, how to anticipate what's happening next. So I'll be curious to hear what your thoughts on the technology piece is.
Yeah, well, that book has a lot of automation stuff in there, right? A lot of it talked about email marketing. It talked about Call Joy when Call Joy was around. It called like I made sure that book talked about where this was going. Even with the whole Google ads, how to get your ads to start popping up on law firm sites and stuff like that. So the technology side ain't going anywhere, bro. It's here. It's here to stay. Matter of fact, it has been shot with horse steroids in its ass at this point, bro. And AI is like literally just cracking things open, shutting it down if you can't keep up. Um, but it's what's amazing is AI is available to everyone. So you can't really be mad at, oh, it's the government, it's Elon Musk, it's Trump, is it, you're just crying wolf and shit and at the top of the mountain and nobody hears you, nobody cares. Because a lot of this technology is in at your fingertips. It's on your phone, it's on your laptop, it's on your tablet, it's on your desktop. If you want a more premium version, it's still very inexpensive. It's only $25 to get the pro version of certain things. So the fact that when I wrote that book, it was 2020, 5 years later. At that time, Ron wasn't even around like that. COVID hit, then Ron came to the forefront. This is what's happening. People are waiting for chaos to happen for them to take action on something. Chaos is going to happen regardless. The bull is going to hit you in the ass one way or another. It's how hard he hits you in the ass. You could be like Bugs Bunny and build that brick wall, and then the bull hits the wall, and then now you got his horns, and you take that little hammer and you ding, 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 and you close his damn horns on that brick wall. Technology is giving you that heads up. Take the time to adapt to it. Yes, it may take you a little longer to understand what's going on because it's coming in fast, really fast. Because Tekk and I are in the software business, they're damn near rolling out a new updated version every quarter, every 3 months to 6 months. They're rolling out a new upgraded version where ChatGPT has less hallucinations and she's more emotional intelligent. Like they're rolling out different versions every 3 to 6 months. The fact that you don't even want to touch it or even explore it means that you're very close-minded to the inevitable. You're being closed-minded. That's why I talked to Andre Hatchie yesterday on the show. I said you got to be radically open-minded. You have to be open-minded to this stuff, man, because this thing is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Sabrina AI is ahead of its curve right now.
Yeah.
Trust me, Tekk and I could go into another industry like that, which we do plan to do in the future. But right now, we're offering it to the notary industry because you guys have shown us a lot of love, and we want to show the love right back. But there are other industries that are dying for this type of software.
Yeah.
And they're willing to spend 2-3 times more money. for it. Right now, we're just offering it at $79 a month starting, and then it goes up from there. But the fact that, okay, you've been a notary for almost half of your commission or 4 years or greater, no website. What's going on here? The
Yeah, you're
fact
still
that
at phase one. That's crazy to me. How you're still
that,
stuck
that
at phase one.
that's 1980s shit that you should have had already, right? The fact that you have not adapted to any email marketing at all, like you don't even subscribe to any email marketing uh, YouTube channels just to even understand what's going on. If you knew how much money you were uh, flushing down the toilet just because you didn't want to learn something like email marketing, it's unbelievable. So companies like ours that will specialize in, let's say, some marketing or ads, you're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars with us to create that for you when you could have learned it 10 minutes a day. I ain't even asking you to, that's less than a drive to the gym. 10 minutes a day, start chipping away at this thing, man. Get your chisel, get your hammer, and start chiseling your way and start creating this path with AI. AI. I'm gonna say this too, Tekk. AI is probably going to be one of your greatest ally and cheerleader.
Yeah.
She does it. She does not. She's not a hater. They didn't construct her to do that. Open AI is not going to be like, oh, you are out of your mind. There's no way you could pull that off. You could say, hey, ChatGPT, how can I make $1 million this year selling Star Wars toys? And she will say, that's a great idea. Let me give you a couple of options on how you can do that. And she will lay this blueprint out for you in real time, in seconds. Go tell that to your cousin or your spouse or your homie and see what they say.
Yeah.
You nuts. You
Yeah.
crazy. It ain't gonna happen. You out of your mind. You smoking. They'll shoot your dreams down so damn quick. AI ain't doing that, bro. This is this. I'm gonna nail this down. I'm gonna put my Nostradamus hat on this one, bro. This is the era of the creator. Not content creator, but a creator, a person that does not see competition, that lives in the creative field and uses technology like AI to manifest their actual thoughts that are in their mind. If I wanted topics on the next 30 Notary Insights show that we're doing right now, AI will provide 30 hot ass topics with the potential to go viral. Won't even question me.
How do you think AI would answer this question? Should I get how important is it for me to get my own clients? What mix?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah, how do you think?
Matter of fact, let's do it right now, bro. And I got the pro version on ChatGPT. I pay for my chat. I don't want the basic. See, and this is another thing that they have to realize, bro, is that you're treating customers like they're all the same. We're not all the same. Some of us, a lot of us like VIP treatment. A lot of us want the white glove treatment. A lot of us are willing to spend more money for convenience and better service and a better experience. The fact that you're thinking that everybody is out here and nobody got money and everybody is cheap, that shit is ludicrous. That's crazy, dude. That nobody's going to pay that type of money. I do it all the time. Tekk does it all the time. If that was the case, we would have never bought any course that was over $3,000 to $5,000. Anthony Robbins, Myron Golden have courses that are $1 million, bro. $1 million.
So would you say that was separate? Because you had something yesterday that was really good. You talked to Andre. You talked about the three things that that the three habits that notaries that are really, really high achievers versus the ones who didn't. You had a pretty good list. So would you say the notary who puts a, and this ain't even talking about money here, this is talking about just the notary or the individual who puts a strong emphasis on helping the client. They literally put a strong emphasis, they attach an importance of booking the appointment. That's the person who's going to be more successful, or that's the person who's going to look at a course as an opportunity, not look at the tag or not look at the price, but they're looking at, because they have this emphasis on how can I better, more efficiently run my business while at the same time helping the client. Like, would you say
Amazon does that? You see how successful Amazon is?
Yeah, that's a good example. Yes.
Amazon does that. They call it customer centric, customer first. Zappos did that. Customer centric, customer first. They are customer driven. What can we do to just overwhelmingly delight our customer? There are really, really good restaurants that do that.
Yeah.
Like, you could go for a steak dinner and then you're like, man, I forgot to get the Wall Street Journal. Is it possible somebody could get me a Wall Street Journal while you're waiting on your filet mignon? They will send somebody to go get the Wall Street Journal for you so you can read it while you're actually having your meal.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car does that. I recently rented a car from Enterprise Rent-A-Car at the airport. It was an incredible experience. It was quick. It was fast. The service was very courteous. It was very polite, and I got a chance to upgrade while I was standing right there on the lot. I was saying, "Hey man, I don't know about this. This may not actually fit the car seat that I have." And she said, "Well, you are able to upgrade. You can choose from whichever car you want. Just, from this car onto that car. Pick every." And I'm like, "Really? Yeah, you can do it right now."
What was that question you wanted me to ask ChatGPT?
How important is it to have your own clients? Is there importance to have, or how should the mix be of getting your own clients versus getting like signing service third-party clients?
Okay.
See if I can reframe this question.
We might be just good off of that. What is a better option? It got echoes all over. Hold on, bro. What is a better option? Is it better to get my own clients, do a direct to customer, or is it better for me to get clients through a third party?
Great question. Both approaches have their pros and cons. It depends on your goals. If you go direct to customer, you have more control over your client relationships, pricing, and brand. But it can be more time consuming to build that customer base. Using a third party can give you access to a larger pool of clients faster, but you might face fees or have less control over your business operations. Which of these aspects matters most to you?
What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think the going direct to the customer is a way better approach for both short term and long term.
I agree.
But I agree with the response that says that you do get an immediate or faster. Well, there's a caveat.
Because they did the hard work already, bro.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
They did the hard work already. They already have. So basically, you're buying into their audience.
Right.
You're buying into their clientele because they already did all the work. So, and I guess that's the microwavable mentality, right? Like, hey, I want to get to this thing as quickly as possible, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you are giving up a sense of control. You're giving up some type of ownership at that point. It might not be your clients anymore, depending on the agreement that you have with that company.
Speaking of companies, there's a remote online company that only gives you $5.
Yeah, $5.
And there's a notary who, this might be you listening. You did 20 appointments in one day, but you got the client from a online notary platform. $5 times 20.
$100.
If you got
holla.
the client, the $5 holla. But the platform, that's not your client, that's their client.
Yes.
And they commissioned you to go out and execute the work. But they, like you're saying, Tiger, they did all the work though. They did all the courting, so to speak, the marketing and the closing the deal. And then they just contracted you to, for the crumbs, for pick up the end pieces. So
whoever gets the client calls the shots, bro. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, man. The one that gets the clients call the shots. That's the boss hog right there. I got the client. I make the demands. You don't want that? Go somewhere else. I'll find someone else. Bro, I'm getting hyped, and I know you have to go, man, because I already we already ran over 23 minutes, man. But notaries, please understand what is going on right now. This is Notary Insights Live with Tekk and Tiger right now. I'm gonna give you some really, really powerful insight on what is happening right now. Companies like Proof, aka notarize.com,
whatever,
SnapDocs. You guys may think that they're disruptors in this industry, but you must ask yourself, who are they disrupting? Are they disrupting it for the customer? Or are they disrupting it for the notary?
Wow.
See, in my phone, I can find damn near thousands of notaries with a couple of clicks on my phone. So does that put me in a position of power or a position of distress? That puts me in a position of power, because now I don't have to rely on one or two or three notaries. I can find notaries at the whim. Companies like Proof and SnapDocs, they have a huge Rolodex of notaries. You can't grab the clamps and put it on and lock their balls in, right? No homo. You can't do that because they have more than enough notaries. You can't put the squeeze on them.
You can't ask them for a raise.
No, hell no. You can't. Matter of fact, they don't even want to talk to you. They might just send you a text. So what do? They go after where the money is. Okay, you have to look at it this way. Notaries don't make Proof and SnapDocs money. The customers do.
Right.
So they're looking at it as this. I want you to really picture this. I'm Proof. On one end, these people pay me. On the other end, these people take money away from me. I'm going to concentrate on the people that bring me money, and I'm going to find a way to pay these people less and less and less money.
The notaries
The notary.
who take away money from it.
They take away money from them. Now, Proof did something a little bit crafty. You have to pay to be on their platform.
Ooh.
So guess what? Proof got paid twice. They get your membership subscription. That's one. And then two, they pay you like $5 so they could keep the majority lion's share of what they got from the client. Because trust and believe, they're not charging the client $10 and only walking away with $5.
You're crazy.
And if they can get away with paying you $5, they'll try to get away with paying you $4.53.
Yeah, it won't go up.
No, it's not going to go up.
Why would it go up? Crazy. They did all the work.
And like Tekk gave a real life example. We know a person that did 20 RON for $5. Do you understand that's less than minimum wage? That is less than minimum wage.
Power of attorneys, purchase agreements, contracts, all kind of $5. $5. They were sick to their stomach. I was sick for them. Because the question is logical. Well, what would you have charged if the client went to you, or if you got the client? What would you have charged them? $10? And they said no. Of course you wouldn't. But that's not your client. That's their client. They got the client.
And I know you remember this, Tekk. That same person, I had gotten a call for a run, right? It was from one of my law firm continuous clients, and they was like, hey, we have this person out in Japan, needs to do a run. Do you have anybody on your team to do it? Now, again, I am getting the client from directly, right? The law firm is giving me one of their clients. It's technically a third party, but because I work directly with the law firm, I'm charging them premium pricing. I personally do not do runs, so I reached out to the person that was doing the 20 runs for $5, and I was like, hey, look, would you be interested in doing this run? He's like, okay, yeah, I can do it for, I think there was like $20 or $30. I said,
25.
Don't you dare. How much was it?
25.
$25. I said, don't you dare give that price out to them.
Why'd
you remember I said that, Tekk?
Yeah, I remember.
I said, you will tarnish my brand if you tell this premium client that you'll do it for $25 for a client that they have that can travel internationally. This dude got money to be traveling back and forth from America to Japan, and you're going to do this high valued document that a law firm is involved in for $25?
Can you imagine that?
Dude, it's like getting a Louis Vuitton bag and somebody said, I'll sell it to you for $10. Like, what is wrong with the bag, my dude? There gotta be something wrong with this bag. It doesn't make sense because these people are playing at a different level. She wound up doing the notarization for like $100 and something,
which was still kind of too low. Really,
yeah, indeed. But I wanted to demonstrate to her that the price that they've been giving you is a farce. It's a lie. It's smoking mirrors. It's not true. They want you to believe that it's true, that you can only get this because they've been the one hunting.
Yes. cold, man. Cold game,
most of the hunters don't show all of their kill.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Here, let's go back to caveman days, bro.
I wasn't a caveman.
I wasn't a caveman either, but I'm sure the cavemen did this shit. The cavemen, they live in a colony somewhere in Caucasus Mountain.
Yeah, Iceland.
They kill a bison, right? They have to take food back to their family, but on the route to getting to their family, they have to carry all of this food. There's a possibility they'll get killed for that food. So they cut off a leg of the bison. They stashed the whole entire bison somewhere under some shrubs so they can go back and eat later. And they walk around with that one leg and be like, look, this is just enough for me and my family. The hunter doesn't always reveal their entire kill to the people that are going to partake in that meal. You know, there's this video where Floyd Mayweather says, I'm the alpha. I am the apex predator. I'm the one that killed. I'm the one that put all of this food on this table for everyone to eat. After I eat, and I eat whatever, you know, I get the best portions, I get the best cuts of the meat and everything. After I eat and I'm full, I don't care who has the scrap. As harsh as that sound, and when he said it, it was the truth. Because at the end, when he gets up and he leaves the table, his bodyguards come to eat. The other company are coming to eat. The chef that prepared the food comes to eat. He doesn't care. He had his belly is full. He provided that meal. He paid for that meal. He paid for the table and the home and the heat and the light and everything else. Unless you're getting in that ring and you're getting your face pounded in, he deserves to get the best portions. Whoever gets the client deserves to get the better portion of the meal. And you want to know why there are notaries out there saying, we should start a union. What?
They're not paying us enough.
Goddamn union? We should all unite because companies like SnapDocs and Proof are taking advantage of us. Stop being a bitch.
They did all the work. But you have that same opportunity to do it too.
Same opportunity, bro.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it or not?
Same opportunity.
Yes, it takes work. It does take work. Everything takes work.
Here's the same opportunity being put in their face right now, Tekk. Sabrina AI. You have the same opportunity to take advantage of Sabrina AI. You either got to go up against a notary that has Sabrina AI or not. You're taking a shower. You can't answer that phone. Does a notary has Sabrina AI working on their behalf? They can answer that phone. You out there with your family, you can't get your pen and pad to write down this appointment, or you're giving them all of these, your customers, all these hoops to jump through just so they can send you their documents. Someone that has Sabrina AI ain't doing all of that. They have customer portals. Upload your documents on the Sabrina website. Don't know if you have appointments because you have to shuffle through your calendar. The notary that has smart scheduling Sabrina's setting all of that up. Oh, well, he got this going on. He has a soccer game to take his kids. Well, he's going to have this appointment available. Let's send that out to the client. 4 o'clock in the morning, someone just got off of work. You're asleep. You're not answering that phone. The Notary with Sabrina AI is, because it works 24/7. She ain't taking no days off. She's not asking for vacation pay. There is no sick days with Sabrina.
No sick days.
No sick days. You don't even have to train her. She's already optimized for the notary industry. Go back to the video we did with Steven Mercedes. He's a member. Speak on it, Tekk.
Yeah, at this point, you're not going to beat somebody who's using AI. You're just not. They'll be able to move faster than the person who doesn't use AI. Any type of head-to-head, possibility there, like the scenario that many notaries find themselves in is that they can't execute the appointment themselves. Like, think about, why would you not be able to go out and do an appointment? Well, the reason why, because you're not available. Okay, you have something else to do. You have another appointment. And I noticed that many times when I'm outsourcing appointments, the reason why a notary would decline is because, like, let's say we have a single signature document at 5:30, and then the notary will reply and say, well, can they do it at 6 o'clock? Because I have a signing at 5:30. So they just lost out on the opportunity, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many times are you going to let opportunities slip right through your fingers? How much opportunity can you just let continuously pass you by? On the other hand, if I have the capability to secure an appointment, whether or not I'm going to go and execute it myself or not, if I have the ability to connect with the client and secure that appointment, it doesn't matter if I can go out and do it. All I'm doing is securing the rights to that appointment.
Mm-hmm.
So having a tool like Sabrina, or having an assistant that can answer the phone and book the appointment and then communicate with the appointment without you having to be there. And by communication, I mean sending confirmation emails, sending courtesy reminders, sending updates. And you not having to do that because you're driving or because you are at an assignment. Having that option gives you another person, or actually multiple people, but really another system, and it's in it being uniform, meaning it follows the same exact steps every single time. Customers want consistency. Customers don't care if the way you get a customer is not because you're the lowest price, or because you're the nicest looking, or because, like, that's not the reason why you get the reason why you get a customer is because you send a confirmation email. It's because you send a courtesy reminder. It's because you answer, or Sabrina answers the phone. That's the reason why customers continuously come back to you. When you call Domino's Pizza, they answer the phone the same time every single time. You know what to expect. When you go to Starbucks, they make your drink the same way every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Starbucks is going to be open. You know that when you go up to Home Depot, there's going to be parking there. Like, that's the reason why those institutions are so successful. Now, when somebody calls your notary business and they don't even know if you're going to answer the phone, it's a toss up. They don't even know if you will even be available. It's a toss up. You may or may not be available. They don't even know. That's the reason why you have these inconsistent results. Having something like Sabrina is so uniform, and it brings structure and it brings guidance to, or it brings organization to something that's basically you just making it up as you go along, which
Yeah.
not a lot of notaries are. They're just making the shit up as they go along. And I'm sorry to use language, but that's it. You and it's kind of obvious. It's obvious you're just making this up. It's obvious that you don't really do this. You just kind of do it when you have some availability, you have some spare time. That's not what people want. That's not what the high-paying lawyer in the attorney's office in the engineering firm. That's not what they want. They don't want somebody who may or may not be available, or we have to chase you down. They want certainty. People want that. Our favorite C word. Our favorite C word is confirmation. People want confirmation. And Sabrina gives that. And people can, hey, people are smart. Don't be trying to like think people are dumb. People are smart. Customers are
Very smart.
very intelligent. They know when you sound like a one-man show.
Yep.
They know you sound cheap.
Yep.
You look cheap. You sound cheap. You are cheap.
And then, if they're a person that, they just have these high standards or whatever, they will feel uncomfortable letting you into their home.
All the time. That's a great point. I count it all the time. You show up to somebody's house and like, damn, they got a really nice house. They have a really nice, this is a really beautiful home that they have here. It would be an insult if I charge them $10. How dare you? You should be ashamed.
I'm not paying the notary. I mean, me personally, and I'm in the notary industry, I wouldn't pay a notary $10 to drive all the way to my home to notarize a document. It would just seem suspect. Something would seem very fishy about that. That wouldn't even sound right.
No, the person's probably dirty, probably doesn't wear shoes, probably got dirty feet. And they come into your house.
My mind would just race on all type of things. Like I would think like this person is gonna rob me, or or it doesn't sound right, man.
Are they even legit?
Exactly. Derek, I think it's very important that people understand that, because there's a lot of people out there that are talking about how customers won't pay these premium pricing. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. They are lying to you. They are lying to you. The fact that you think that people won't spend no more than $50, $60 is a lie.
No, you won't spend more than $50. That's you. You look.
That's your buying habits. That's right. That's your buying habits. You wouldn't spend more than that. Your cousin wouldn't spend more than that. Your sister, your brother wouldn't spend that much money. I've had that, Tekk, where in-laws or family members would be like, nobody's going to spend that type of money with you to get a document notarized, until they saw me knocking them clean out the park. And guess what their rebuttal became, bro?
What?
You didn't charge enough. Man, get the yo, you're the one that told me that I couldn't even get this type of money for a notarization. Now you're gonna turn around and say, "Oh, you were too cheap." Why? Because of the way I framed the questions, huh? The way I asked and I framed the narrative of the notarization, or of what, and I brung out the value of what they were getting. This person's about to close on a $500,000 home with a quick claim deed. They're about to get a $500,000 home with a quick claim deed. For those that don't know what a quick claim deed, that shit is like 3 pages, bro. They're about to get a whole house worth $500,000 with 3 pages. You think they really, really care that they spend $150 or $200 to get that done?
Stop it.
For $500,000? See, and I think Tekk is that they do not put the emphasis on the value that they're actually bringing to the table.
Well,
You're
yeah,
not-
I mean, most of them don't have
circumstances.
POA. So
Go ahead, bro.
yeah, no, I'm just saying you're right. I mean, ask how many notaries themselves have a POA.
All right, right.
Do you have a POA? Do you have a POA on yourself and your family? No. So, of course, of course, you don't know what it is. Of course, you would undercharge for it. You don't even know what it is. The question is, ask yourself, if you're watching this, you're a notary, do you have a POA for yourself? Do you? And how dare you go out and execute a power of attorney for another family? You don't even have one for yourself. Yeah. If you knew what it was, you would. If you knew what a POA really was, you would have one.
You would have one, and you wouldn't be charging $50 for one.
And you wouldn't be charging $50 for it. That's for damn sure.
Man, book the demo, you guys. We just grazed the surface of what you would get. You get so much more. This is just one of the most hard-hitting things that a lot of our notaries ask for. So we're presenting that to you. But book a demo so you can see what she really does. And then the community that you would belong to, which is our Discord, is amazing. You want to get into a room with some heavy hitters? Get into our Discord. Any final words, Tekk?
No, have a wonderful rest of your day.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where Sabrina AI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.